What we throw away says a lot about who we are, but what we choose to cherish and protect says more. Hi, my name is Kirkland Smith. I am a visual artist in Columbia, South Carolina. I spent about 20 years painting. I had a part-time career at home while I raised my children and took a little break. And I came back really excited about painting and wanting to solve a problem with paint. So the way that I did that was I entered an art competition. And the competition was environmental landscape. And the artists were supposed to tackle an environmental issue in our work. And so I was trying to figure out what environmental issue to paint. And as I looked around at the time, my children were young, I have 4 children, and somehow, without me going out and purchasing lots of things for them, it was like they were just magnets for little plastic things. And I just kind of was overwhelmed by our disposable society and how much stuff just turned around in our house. And so I decided to tackle that as an issue, our disposable society. The idea behind the piece was, even though it was an environmental landscape competition, I felt like really people were the problem for this issue. And I felt like a child's face was a more hopeful image, but I also feel like it made a statement about this problem that we're passing on to our children. So the piece is called Inheritance. It was actually a portrait of my youngest son, who was 6 years old at the time. And I didn't exactly know how I was going to do it, but I decided that it would make a more powerful statement if instead of painting a picture, I actually collected items and used those to create the portrait. One thing that was really cool about the aspect of doing this work is that in order to do some pieces, I really needed help. And so I asked friends of mine for about a week to just, every time they went to the trash can, to think about me, and if they would just save stuff for me. I gave them a list of things I thought I could use. I was just looking for certain colors or shapes or sizes. And every day I would come home and have a little bag of trash on my doorstep. And so I just took over the dining room. And I just spent a few weeks just figuring out how to create a portrait out of that material. After doing that piece, I really felt like I had a lot more to say in this medium. If I wanted to do a dozen pieces and then have a show. As I continued doing this work, I started paying more attention to environmental issues and learning more about really the problems associated with I'd say mostly our plastic society. I think the problem is that we have allowed manufacturers to put the blame on the problem of plastic on the consumers. And I think that's wrong. I think that we need to put the responsibility for the end of the life of these products back on manufacturers, and if they had to pay for what they're doing, then they would find a way to do it efficiently and in a way that would be better for our environment.